Hello cherry tartlets. Just a little quick video for this week while I'm still waiting for the longer one to get edited. Unfortunately, there's just so much footage for it that had to be gone through and everything. It's taken a little bit longer for both me and my very inexperienced editor to get up correctly. First little thing I wanted to it's so stupid. I ordered this off of Amazon. It's a little cherry light. How cute is that? Oh my god. Okay, so that'll, once I actually get a setup and everything, that'll go behind there. So I've mentioned in a couple of videos, I think almost in every video, that I had a binge eating disorder, have a binge eating disorder, and I had already filmed a video talking about that. Unfortunately, the footage got all messed up because my camera doesn't have autofocus. It was fun because the entire video was supposed to be me talking about my binge eating disorder, and I decided to do it while I was cleaning out my pantry. So the majority of the video was actually just me talking about all the shit in my fucking pantry, and then occasionally talking about the disorder. Because, and I mentioned this at the very end of the video, and I realized what I was doing was completely avoiding the subject and distracting myself from it so that I wouldn't have to talk about it. And, well, since I keep saying that I have a video about it, I figured this would be a really good time to talk about it. Yeah, so I guess it started, well, when I was younger, and I don't blame my mom at all, but she definitely focused a lot on weight, on her weight, and eventually on my weight, which can be very, very damaging to a young, a preteen and teenager and everything, and dieting became a really, really big focus. And I know it was about probably my preteen years when I started secret eating or hiding food, or just sneaking food, something that I still do to this day. And I've seen other things where that qualifies more as a food addiction, so I don't know. All I know is that I go through periods of where I go through extreme calorie restriction, and then I eat enormous amounts of food, which would qualify for a binge eating disorder. But then I also have very weird behaviors with food, like the fact that I'll go and grab a snack from in our office, in our office break room, and I'll hide it or put it behind something so people can't see that I'm grabbing a snack. It's really weird, and it's not really a good, healthy, normal thing to do. It's a disordered habit that I have, and I'm trying to break myself of it. And one of the worst things about it is that as I'm trying to fix my relationship with food, that means that I'm not focusing on dieting at all, which means that since the beginning of the year, I have gained weight, because I have not been focusing on counting calories and making sure that I'm under my max or anything like that, but it's just been basically just trying to fix my relationship with food, which means I need to allow myself to eat and become more intuitive in my eating. And with someone with the binge eating disorder, that usually means that I start out eating a lot. If anyone's watched Stephanie Buttermore's All In video, she was eating 5,000 calories, and then she trimmed back, naturally, not on purpose. She just naturally went down to her calorie count that she needed. Her weight started balancing out and everything. So I knew going into this that my weight was going to bloom up again, which is very difficult with me because I've hit my heaviest weight that I had already been before, that I swore I would never get to again, yet I am here. So it's been a very difficult situation for me, because I've been trying not to be upset about it, because there's still that little, yes, I understand that I have societal beauty standards in my head, and there is a lot of, like, fat phobic thoughts that go through my mind, but, like, I'm fucking allowed to hate myself. I don't actually hate myself. I get very upset with myself, and I'm very hard on myself sometimes, but I don't hate myself. I'm very, very proud of myself for taking the steps to mend my relationship and to address my issues with myself. So. I'm trying not to be extremely too rambly because I need to do a very, very quick edit of this to go up tomorrow. So, yay. That'll be fun. Yeah, so actually, like, right when I turned 18, my mom married for, like, the 3rd time. I won't talk about, like, her previous marriage and everything. My stepdad was, like, a mentally abusive, emotionally abusive piece of shit. And he still is a piece of shit, so you're a piece of shit if you're watching. Hi, how you doing? Their 3rd marriage, like, as soon as I turned 18, and, like, I was working, and I was trying to get back, like, go to school and everything, I got kicked out, pretty much, just for no other reason than I was a legal adult, so, that was fun. So I basically had to, like, work through jobs, and couldn't go to school at that time. I had to work through jobs. I had no time to actually go to school, and I went through very, like, really, really rough time, and at that point I dropped down to a size 0. Now that may sound like super, super skinny. However, I am 4'11", so that was not super skinny on me, but it was a, like, it was definitely a thin, I definitely looked thin. Not unhealthy or anything like that, even though I was unhealthy at the time, because one of my jobs was working at Bennigan's, and I lived predominantly on Bennigan's food, especially their loaded potato soup. Oh my god, you guys, that was like, does anyone remember that? That shit was like the fucking bomb. And then, like, the turkey O'Toole, they also had, like, the best buffalo chicken sandwich, like, ever. But I digress. So, yeah, like, I was working, like, 3 waitressing jobs, so, like, yeah, I was pretty fit. No, I wouldn't say fit. I was skinny fat, though, because I didn't really work out. I just had, like, I was active, and I wasn't eating, so I had, like, dropped a lot of weight and everything, and, I was rewarded for that, because both my mom's husband and her, like, like, said, like, how proud they were and how amazing it was that I lost all this weight and everything, and, like, I realized that, like, I just have to suffer and I will be rewarded for it. But, eventually, as soon as I was able to start living again, I kind of put some weight back on. And when I originally got to my heaviest weight, I guess I should have prepped this in the beginning, that there needs to be some content warnings in this. I'll be talking about some very sensitive subjects, obviously, and including situations of abuse and assault. So, haha, probably should have put that in the beginning. I'll try to make a little card or something to go in the front of it. Hooray. Go me! I'm so good at this. So I met this guy, and, well, like, I was dating this one guy, and he was crap, and he assaulted me. So I think, like, at the time I didn't quite process it, and I just kind of, like, shoved it down in the back of my mind, where all the bad thoughts go, just shoved down. So where all the food goes, just shoved down. I'm sorry. It's not funny, but I have to laugh, because that's how I cope. So I broke up with him, and then I met this other guy, and I had to move back into my mom's house. Like, I had to like beg her to let me come live with her again, because I was working 3 jobs and I couldn't make it, like, alone, on my own. I just fucking couldn't. So as like soon as I started, like, I mean, like a week, I had only been dating this guy like a week, and I got kicked out again, which means I had to go live with this guy that I just met. I was with him for 3 years, and that had to have been some of like the worst 3 years of my life, because with a lot of situations like this, he started out as the most like wonderful person, like so just like overly romantic and loving and everything, and you know, there were definitely some red flags in the beginning, not that I didn't pay attention to, but that I didn't have enough experience with to like understand. So I won't go into like a lot of detail of it, but it was 3 years of emotional abuse, lots and lots of gaslighting, and made to feel like shit all the time, being isolated from family. So like, he wouldn't want to go with me to like family functions, but he would make me feel extremely guilty if I went, so I would have to like cancel going to my family things. And it ended very badly, because one of the things about emotional abusers is that they can turn to physical abuse in an instant, and you never know when, and it did. But during that time that I was with him, I gained a lot of weight. For my 4'11" frame, I gained a lot of weight. A lot of weight would be, you know, like 40 pounds, and topped out around like 150, 152. And it was amazing, because like as soon as I dropped him, I also dropped a lot of that weight. However, I still didn't deal with the abuse. And unfortunately, like, it wasn't just like emotional abuse. You know, there was also like some sexual abuse, and you know, like I said, eventually it turned physical. And I didn't deal with it in a healthy way. With a binge eating disorder, it's like I have some semblance of control over my self-destruction. So that's what I did. That was my coping mechanism. My coping mechanism was food, and large amounts of it. And I never got back up to the weight of 150 until recently. I don't really know what caused it this time, because I've done a lot of healing to move past all of that. I personally have moved past, and those are now in my past. And yes, those happened to me, but they no longer define me. I've let go of a lot of my survival instincts, like everything that helped me to survive. It was a lot of spite. Staying alive for spite was a really, really big part of my identity, and there was a lot of anger and everything, and those helped me live. So it's not like, you know, if you're in a place where you can't laugh about it and you can't get past it, whatever you have to do to survive, do it. I'm at the point now where I can move past all of those, and I can release my survival tactics, and I can start living and being myself again. So I don't know if it's just been like stress, because I have been I am extremely fucking stressed. I was at a job for the past 6 years that stressed me out very badly. I was way underpaid and way overworked. I was working 50 to 60 hours a week. I was making not even enough to pay my bills. And even though I was like fixing like my credit and everything, I kind of fucked it back up again. And so I've been dealing with all that. And so earlier last year in February or like January, I quit that job. And then I spent a year kind of in between, like doing like some remote work and like gig stuff and everything, and doing like some freelancing, which I enjoyed doing, but unfortunately I didn't have like enough of it to also, again, help me with my bills. And got the job that I am in now, which has also been very stressful, and I feel kind of underpaid. And and all of this time, I've also been doing school part-time. I've been, you know, getting my AA and then moving on to my bachelor's. I've been doing all that part-time. I've been taking at least 2 classes per semester, and usually like a CLEP or something else as well. So I'm under a lot of stress. It's been a mess. It's been a pure mess. So yeah, so I've had this binge eating disorder for a while now, and I'm definitely not over it. I still have some of the thoughts and the behaviors that I'm trying to break myself of. And one of the reasons why I finally wanted to start this YouTube channel too was to be like a form of accountability for myself, and like a documentation of my healing process. And it's been hard, and I've definitely made a lot of progress. Healing is not linear. It's a big old wibbly wobbly thing, and I know that, and I'm very kind to myself now when my line of progress doesn't stay straight. But one of the things that, like, so I just want to kind of talk a little bit more about it, and like some of the weird thoughts that go through my head for anyone out there who may see this and have any type of eating disorder that you know, like, it's hard, it's difficult, it's dangerous, and I'm not saying that it's not, or trying to glamorize it at all. So before I say what I'm gonna say, I just want to make that perfectly clear. No eating disorder is a good eating disorder at all. But sometimes I get this really fucked up thought in my head, and I know it's fucked up because as soon as I have it, I'm like, wow, bitch, that was really fucked up. So if I'm like watching like a documentary about like anorexia or bulimia, and oh my god, this is just, ooh, I'll get a little jealous that I don't have that one instead, or like one of those instead, or just like any of the ones that would make me thinner. That's fucked up. It's such a fucked up thought. Like, wow, what a fucking downer this video was. Alright, so yeah, as I'm fixing my relationship with food, I'm gaining weight, and that's affecting me. As I said before, I don't hate myself at all, actually. I really, really love myself, and that's taken a lot of time to get to this point. But I'm at a point where I can say that I really truly love myself, and I try to treat myself as if it were a separate person that I loved. And you know, so I make sure that my thoughts kind of stay that way. But you know, like, the kind of fucked up thing is, like, when, like, the people that, like, how I treat people I love is to tease them incessantly and be mean to them. So like, seriously, like, you know, ask my brother or my mom or like any of my closest friends. Like, I show my love through insults and a lot of teasing. So there is definitely a lot of like self-deprecating humor that I still kind of subscribe to, and it's fine. I tease myself because of myself. Yeah, so like on this channel there's gonna be a lot of like silly vids and some random diet vids here and there, and eventually I'll find a rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. But for the most part, this is a fun little side project that I just want to have fun with, but it is also an accountability channel for myself, which is why, like, when I did my 20 for 24 goals, that I said that there were going to be like 30-day challenges that I wanted to do. In fact, this weekend I need to film up a wrap up of my 30 days of 100 ounces of water. Spoiler alert, not much happened. But I'll get into that when I film that video, because that's a different video. So, this was a big old ramble fest, and I don't like talking about this, but I need to. I can't even like look at the... can't even look at the camera itself. I keep just looking off to the side. Like there's nothing over there. I'm just not making eye contact with the camera. Y'all, the mental fuckery runs deep, okay? Like, this shit is no joke. Like, some people might not think this is very funny and may get mad at me for laughing, but let people cope how they need to. Don't tell me how to cope. If I can't cope by laughing at myself, then I'm gonna go cope by self-destructive behaviors. At least laughing isn't self-destructive. Don't laugh at other people's pain. Unless you're laughing with me. You can laugh at my pain, because I put it out there for you to laugh at it. Alright, I did it. I did the thing. I talked about it. I didn't want to talk about it, but I did it. And now I'm going to put it up on the fucking internet. Very publicly. Just fucking terrifying. I really don't want to do this. But I'm doing this. Yay. So sorry for this more serious video, but it's gotta be said. It's very important. This fucking affects I don't know how many people. If I had more time to do this, I would do some nice research stats and everything. But I just wanted a quick and dirty here's why I'm fucked up video. Now please love me. Oh, you know what? No, I forgot. I forgot one of the other really super weird things. So after I do it's not a super weird thing. It's a super weird thing if you don't have an eating disorder. If you don't have disorderly eating habits. You don't necessarily have to have an eating disorder to have disorderly eating habits or thoughts. So, but oh man, when I do finish binging and everything, and this is what a lot of I think this one of the things that separates bulimia from just binge eating is I'll feel so guilty and mad at myself, and a bulimic will go and purge. I will not. I will just be extremely mad and upset with myself and probably cry, and that's kind of my purge, is I cry. And I'm just I'll be so fucking mad at myself, and or I would get so fucking mad at myself. I remember this one time when I ate an entire block of cheese, and I was just fucking pissed at myself, and then I got pissed at the world because it was society's fault for making me eat that block of cheese. I was just mad at everything. But that was also at a time where I was dealing with a lot of other mental issues, and I would get very mad at everything. So it could have been that, or it could have been that society made me eat that block of cheese. But I still have little habits that I have to kind of stop myself from. The sneaking food is one of the weird, I'll, I hide the wrappers and everything, and the trash, I'll hide that at the bottom of the trash. And yeah, if I have snacks in my hand, I'll hide it, I'll put it behind my cup, or just a paper towel or something, so it doesn't, so no one can tell I'm carrying snacks. I don't know why. It's just, I don't want people to know. Maybe it's because I'm I don't want people to oh look, the fatty's got fucking fatty snacks for her to shove in her fatty fucking snack mouth. Again, I'm very sorry for the fat phobic language, but I'm fat, so I'm allowed to say it. It's our words. We can call ourselves fatty. You can't. We can. Like, comment, and subscribe if I'm just a terrible fucking human being. Probably. I try not to be, but I understand, the thing, with the fucking sneaking food and everything. It's so fucking ridiculous. But it's just, it's not... It's learned, thoughts and behaviors that have to be unlearned. A lot of I'm sure like good behavioral therapy techniques would help me with that. I should look and see if there are any. I would go to a therapist, but I can't afford. So, American healthcare system, hooray! And for anyone who might say like, oh well, they have like really affordable ones. No, like I can't afford anything that's not free. So, unless y'all want to give me some free therapy. No. Oh, you know what? No, I remember there's one more thing I wanted to talk about as far as like coping mechanisms go. So one of the biggest things too is I don't know if it's just me or if this is common, but because I have like the binge eating disorder, I tend to be I tend to like overdo it in other areas of my life, like spending money, which is one of the reasons why I'm so broke as well, because I spend all. Because I also find that like, alright, I can either binge on a lot of food or I can binge all of my money. So, which my mom has helped me out with like a budget and everything. I am 30 or 40 years old and I need my mommy to help me out with my budget. So it's fucking true. So, ooh, actually, you know what? Next month I want to do a no spend month. I'm going to try to do a no spend month. I'm doing it in February so that it's the shortest month that I have to go without spending. See? Smart. Anywho, if you have the ability to, go to actual therapy. Like, go see an actual professional. Because it's really hard to do this shit on your own. Like, I'm a psychology or I'm not even a psychology major yet. I almost have my AA in psychology. So, I know what I'm talking. Yeah, sorry, I can't even do it. But so I do a lot of like self-analysis, and I do a lot of like research and everything on actual reputable sites, because that is one thing that college teaches you, is actual proper sources in academic journals and everything. And so if I'm researching something for a paper or whatnot, I can go to my library and look at it, or if I'm just researching something for myself, I can go to my university library and look up the actual research journal, paper, article, whatever, to read about it and everything. Like, comment, and subscribe to help boost my engagement. God damn it. Everyone dislike this video. Follow me on Instagram, Nikki__bomb. Find me in the twits at Napoleon Complex. I got a blog out there. It's nickywithakk.com. I have nothing on it at all yet. I should do something with it. There's also a Facebook page, Nikki Bomb. Ring that bell to get notified when I put new videos up. And I think that's it. And I'll see you guys next time. Yeah.